I'm Harrison Graham. Let's get into a Bears Now mailbag from Just Bear Down. He says, remember that Kevin O'Connell report that teams could try to trade for him? I wonder if the Bears were that team. I saw people bring this back up on social media, and, at first I laughed. Then I was like, it's kind of interesting because at the time I remember thinking, first of all, why would the Vikings trade Kevin O'Connell? He's a young coach. Why is this leaking out right now? Because remember, it leaked out right before that Week 18 game against the Lions, and they got fucking hammered. The theory at the time was O'Connell's camp leaked that, his PR staff, and I still think that's most likely. But I'll add this. What if he leaked it knowing that the Bears were starting a coaching search already because they had already fired Matt Eberflus, and he knew that Caleb Williams was a big fan of his, and like, hey, I'll just have my people leak this out because I'm pretty confident the Bears would be interested in trading for me, and I will get a pay raise out of it. I don't know if that was part of the thinking, but you start connecting dots. You're like, I can't rule it out. Now, were the Vikings ever going to trade their head coach? No. Were they ever going to trade him in the division? Hell no. So it's kind of a moot point, but it is an interesting one because it felt weird at the time. Now this theory is interesting, so I'm not going to give it like a great chance that this was the case, but I can't give it zero. So certainly, I will say this. If he was actually available on the trade market, teams would have been interested. He's an under 40-year-old head coach who's pretty accomplished already. Now, he hasn't won in the playoffs yet, but playoffs 2 out of 3 years, 13-plus wins 2 out of 3 years, knows how to develop quarterbacks. We'll see if he can do so with JJ, but what he did with Sam Darnold last year was pretty remarkable. All right. But we're full steam ahead with Ben Johnson. If you are excited for the Ben Johnson era to start, like this video, and hopefully we get the last laugh in week 1. Take down Kevin O'Connell and the boys. All right, Big Wonder, what's up, boys? Wondering if y'all are more for the Cubbies or the Sox. Hope all is going well for you guys. Missed tuning in live. It's a good question. I don't have super strong baseball allegiances anymore. You guys will probably gag at this, but my team growing up, and I guess still my team now, is the Astros. But the last time I watched a regular season game, not even joking, probably 5 years ago. I'll watch playoffs, but I did like the Cubbies as a kid because I was a big Zambrano and Aramis Ramirez guy. Those guys were fun. But hey, listen, you guys want to make your pitch on why I should be a Cubs or a White Sox fan? I am open for business. So you guys let me know in the comments, Cubs or White Sox? C for Cubs, W for White Sox. Alex Amerling, really excited about Luther Burden. He can be our Deebo. I think he can be more from a route running standpoint. We'll see if he can bring the physicality Deebo does. He's 206. Deebo's closer to 215, 220, but I do think there's similarities after the catch, just in open space. Now, I think Deebo is a little more capable of running through defenders. Luther's better at probably making people miss. But I do think there's some overlap there. I know there's been some chatter out there that teams viewed him as a Deebo Samuel type. I think he's a little more smooth as a route runner, probably a little less physical with the ball in his hands, but still really good with the ball in his hands. Again, these are all just projections. He's got to go out there and prove it, obviously. Who is your baseball squad? C for the Cubs, Dub for the White Sox. Or if you have another squad, comment below and let us know who you repping in Chicago or elsewhere. C for Cubs or W for White Sox. The Notcast, how many games we win if Tyson started all year? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I think he could be effective in this offense because I think the one thing Tyson can do is get the ball out quickly. That was one thing when he played a couple of years ago when Justin Fields was out. I was like, okay, the big playability is clearly not the same. The arm strength isn't the same, but he can kind of identify the matchup and get the ball and throw it accurately. Like, could he be like a poor man's, less mobile Brock Purdy? Perhaps. Brock just got paid huge money. Whether he deserved that or not, it's a different story. But I'm not saying Bagent is Brock Purdy, but could he be a less athletic version of that? Maybe, but I think he's in a proper role right now. Developmental backup. Maybe he has starting upside down the road, but I think with the playmakers around him, I would trust Ben Johnson to put a good game plan in place if he does have to play. Dennis the Chicago Kid. Appreciate all the super chats, guys. Would you trade Kmet and a third for Trey Hendrickson? That's a good question. I think that's probably a pretty fair offer overall. Like, I've kind of said, I think a trade for Hendrickson would add up to like a second. So Kmet and a vacuum is worth what? Like a middle round pick, I would guess, third or fourth. So you're kind of saying 2 threes, a 3 and a 4 for Hendrickson. It might be a slide overpay. Like maybe I get Hendrickson and a 5 back or something like that. The only reason they wouldn't do that, I don't think, is like, Colston Loveland's not even healthy right now. So like, what if you make this trade and then Loveland's not even ready to go? Or even if he is, it's still a rookie tight end. That tight end room, like you're banking a lot on this rookie because you're pretty thin after that. So like, I like the makeup of this trade, but I'm still in on Cole Kmet. I don't think I would make that trade, even though it kind of sounds crazy that I wouldn't. I just think you're leaving a lot on the plate of Colston Loveland, and then you have to go get another tight end to put in that room. All right, we got a sponsor to tell you about. That is PrizePicks. Head over to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to take advantage of our deal, which is this. If you use code CLNS for a first-time customer, when you create an account and sign up, all you got to do is play for $5. $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 guaranteed. Doesn't matter if you win or lose that lineup. Baseball's full-fledged. You got basketball playoffs going on and a whole lot more. All you have to do to set lineups is pick 2 or more players and pick more or less on the PrizePicks stat projections. Even got some season-long football stat projections available. Caleb Williams' passing yards continue to fluctuate. Listen, you get in it. 3,400 and change passing yards. Give me the more on that. That's pretty easy. And also, Stephon Diggs coming off an injury, not what he was, but clear number 1 receiver in New England. Give me the more on 749.5 receiving yards for him. 10 to win 30 on this one. And for a limited time only, you can win up to 2,000 times your money on certain lineups with PrizePicks. So take advantage at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to take advantage of that deal as well to get $50 after you play for just $5. Link and promo code are in the comments and in the description of this video. Tommy Schott, have you guys seen the take from the guys at the facility on FS1? Chase Daniel blames Caleb for the lack of film work study. I've seen all kinds of takes on that. Orlovsky was on the opposite side with ESPN. Acho was more on the team side. I don't know. I think the film part of that story is still the biggest mystery. Like, I think we've heard enough to suggest, okay, it's clear that the coaches weren't doing enough, but is it also fair to wonder / speculate, like, could Caleb have been more of a self-starter in film? I don't know. I don't know what a reasonable expectation, because I saw RG3 completely defended Caleb in that, and he was one of the most successful rookie quarterbacks in the NFL. So I don't know what to make of that. I'm gonna lean player side in this case, because we saw Waldron coach. It was a disaster. We witnessed that. Now, what happened between Monday and Saturdays, who knows? I'll be curious to see if more comes out on that. But, I'm just not going to waste my time. Here's what Chase Daniels said. Here's what RG3 said. I'm moving forward, and I think the Bears are too. Okay, more or less 26.5 total touchdowns for Caleb Williams this year. Type M or more, L for less, PrizePicks style. And remember, that includes rushing. And unlike last year, I expect Caleb to rush for some touchdowns. So I like the more here. I think we'll see more than 20 touchdown passes, and I think he'll get on the board rushing-wise with at least 3 to 5. So say he throws for 24 this year, rushes for 3 or more, boom, there's 27 plus. The Lego Empire, what do you think about the running back situation? I don't love it. I don't think anyone could sit there and say they love it. Now, I am intrigued by some of it. I do think DeAndre Swift and a Ben Johnson offense, especially as a pass catcher, you should get more explosiveness in that area. Can he be more consistent in decisiveness between the tackles? That's the big question with Swift. He's never going to have an elite vision, but can he be better in that area? Obviously, keeping an eye on that. And can one of Roshan Johnson or Kyle Monungai emerge as a second back? Maybe, maybe not. It's asking a lot out of a seventh rounder. It's also asking a lot out of Roshan Johnson, who showed some promise as a rookie, but did not do much other than being a goal line back in year 2. So, don't love the room. I still think an addition could be coming, but we'll see how it goes. Bears go to, let's say the Bears get 8 to 10 wins this year and either just miss the playoffs or lose first round. What would be your prediction for 26? 2026 predictions based on a 2025 prediction. God, I love this. If they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs or lose in the first round, I think the natural prediction / projection would be like, okay, you either made the playoffs or you were right there. The goal the next year should be like, okay, we're winning at least a playoff game. Because you have a young team, a sitting player. I would assume in that scenario, Caleb took a step forward. Let's take another step, right? Like, I think that would be the natural progression. So if that's what happens, that would probably be what I would predict, but there's a million factors that come into play. Subscribe to the channel. Full off-season coverage. OTAs rolling along. We got mandatory minicamp coming up, training camp in less than 2 months, or no, just over 2 months away. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Don't miss any of it. All right, a few more here. Evan, how can the Bears maximize Caleb's rookie contract? I think they're already, twofold. One, his rookie year was a waste because you kept Matt Eberflus and he hired Shane Waldron and blah, blah, blah. So that was a waste. But I think they've done a good job correcting this offseason, getting the best offensive coach available, upgrading, at least on paper, your offensive line. That should come together at least somewhat nicely. And adding more weapons. Now, I would like to get a more proven north-south runner at running back, but I think overall they've done pretty well. Do you go take a big swing at a pass rusher, whether it's Trey Hendrickson before week 1 or someone at the trade deadline? Like, if, a trade deadline move is interesting to me because I could get the hesitation and not want to do it now, but what if you're like 5-2 at the deadline and Caleb's clicking, the offense looks good, but you're not quite getting that pass rush that you need to be a major contender? Well, could you go trade for a controllable young pass rusher to not only help you this year, but moving forward on this rookie deal? Like, I would be intrigued with that. So those are some type of moves that they could make. We'll see if they do it. Robert D., who you think the Bears do you think Bears trade Tyrique Stevenson? I do not. I think the only way they trade Tyrique Stevenson is if he's legitimately beat out by Terrell Smith or Zay Frazier, and they don't think he can handle the temperament of being a backup. And then you trade him for like a 5th, 6th round pick. But I don't expect that to be the case. I think he'll be here. I think Al Harris is the perfect guy for him to learn from. And, I'm not saying he's going to be an all-pro, but I do think he could be a guy that, it's week 7, week 8. It's like, man, Tyrique, he's really playing well. Like, I think that could be the case. Appreciate all the questions. If you have more, hit me up. Social media, at HGramNFL on Twitter and on Instagram. Same handle, different platform. Slide into those DMs if you want to talk more Bears, NFL football, whatever the case may be. Wide open at HGramNFL.